Hi, everybody. This is Dr. Robyn MacKillop, and today we are going to wrap up graphing with the third slope formula. And again, we'll talk about these as we go. There are three slope formulas or three formulas for you to find the slope, but you really only need one. So I'm going to teach you the third one, and then I'm going to go back to the one that you can do everything with. So, all right, let me switch cameras. And clear this. All right, every one of you will be able to access this formula sheet during the math test. I think you can access it. I think you can access it during all four. You may need it for science. You'll definitely need it for math. And this means you do not need to memorize formulas. Area, I'm going to bring this down a little closer. It doesn't look very clear. Hopefully that'll clear up a little bit better. So here you've got the area formulas for the different shapes, perimeter and circumference, surface area, volume. And then they remind you that pi is 3.14. This is perfect. Things you do not have to remember because you have the resource during the test. They tell you mean and median. They don't, you'll have to remember mode and range, but at least they give you these two. And then 2 weeks ago, we did slope of a line, the y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Last week, we did slope intercept form. This is the most common. Today, we're going to do point slope form, but then I'm going to go back to slope intercept form because you can do everything with this formula. Standard form of a quadratic equation. We'll do those in a few weeks. The quadratic formula, Pythagorean theorem. See, none of this you have to memorize because you'll have this sheet. That's finding the third side of a triangle, interest, distance, total cost. So it's really nice that you have this because if you just have a brain freeze in the middle of things, you can just go right here and get your formulas. Right. Let's go to so we're going to do point slope form today. And this handout looks very much like the one we did last week when we were just doing slope intercept form. The only difference is they made it for the point slope, and that's fine. So this one is not commonly used, but it's important that you know it. And you may actually get a question on the test that'll look something like this. They'll say, find the equation of a line in the point slope form, and they may even give you the formula. You don't have to use this formula if you don't want to. If you're more comfortable with slope intercept, that's the one you use. Remember, you don't have to show your work. So however you figure things out, do it the way that makes the most sense to you. All right, so let's write this down. Y minus y1 equals m, and m is slope, times x minus x1. And then here, number one, we have got a slope of 5, and it passes through the coordinates 1, 3. So that means we've got m equals 5 and 1, 3. And remember, always first number is x, second number is y. And this is a little bit different than the other one that we were doing where it said y2 minus y1. We're not going to do anything with the plain old y and the plain old x. We're just going to fill this in as x1 and y1. So we've got y minus 3 equals the slope of 5 times x minus, oh, you can't see my little notes. There you go. X minus 1. And then we're just going to solve it. So we've got y minus 3. Haven't done anything with that yet. 5, this is distributive property. So 5 times x is 5x. 5 times 1 is 5. Now we're going to clean it up a little bit more. We're going to get rid of this 3 because we want y all by itself. Remember, we're always going for this, which is your slope-intercept form. We always want to start with y equals. So we're going to add 3 to zero out the 3 on this side, which means we're going to add 3 over here. Now we've got y equals 5x minus 2. Does that not look like slope-intercept form? And wouldn't it have been easier just to start with that rather than do this to get to this point? Interesting, right?
Robyn, is that on to your right? Is that a YMBXB or is that a 6?
That is a B.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
the y-intercept, B. My 6s and my Bs look exactly alike. And I don't love it when they use S's either, because my S's look like something.
And the formula, I never saw this formula, the y minus y1 or equal m, then x minus x1. I just saw the y2, y1, x1, x2. But kind
Yeah,
of this one.
yeah. And this one, it works, but you don't really need it because you've got this one.
So I can use the another one too?
Yeah, you can do everything with this one.
So is that on the formula sheet?
It is. Let me show you again. It is. It's great. So slope of a line, the y2 minus y1, slope intercept, which you can do for everything. This can be the only one you use. You can get every answer using this one. And then the one that we're introducing today is this point slope form. It's not
It's all work same. The like 3 of them is formulas work same or no? We can use anyone.
Say that again.
We can use anyone for this or no? Like this kind of equation.
This one you would use when you've got 2 sets of ordered pair. This one you can use for everything.
Everything.
And then this one, if you've got the slope and 1 ordered pair.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. But again, this one will do everything.
So use this one then, the middle one.
Yeah, this one's handy when you've
Okay.
got 2 sets of ordered pairs.
Good morning, Robyn.
Morning. How are you? That sounds like Jose.
Joseph. Jose, yeah.
How are you?
You're teaching, huh? You're teaching?
Oh, yeah.
Live?
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Guess where I'm at? I'm in Mexico.
Nice.
I'm with my parents and my cousins. Well, actually, my brothers and sisters.
Nice. It's probably warmer there than it is here.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Robyn is a good teacher.
All right, let's do a couple
Yeah,
more.
we know.
Yeah.
See, this
Okay,
is a
bye,
good
Robyn.
one for the point slope, the y2.
Bye, Robyn.
Bye, Jose.
Bye. Thank you.
So this is a good one for this formula because you've got the 2 sets of ordered pair. I swear that looks really blurry. Again, my camera lens. And then you can use any of the 3. Well, I take that back. You don't want to use that one. You can use slope intercept or the one we just did. So you can either use this one or this one.
Okay.
Let's do a couple more with this, and then we'll do them with this, just so you can see how they interchange. It's nice to have options because whatever makes the most sense to you is the one you want to use.
Can you just tell Robyn that how you just minus that y1 at the starting?
So here,
Yeah.
so you pull that from
Okay.
your ordered pair.
Okay.
Y just stays Y, and
Okay.
X just stays X in this formula.
Right.
And the Y1 and the X1 come from the ordered pair they give you.
Okay.
Yeah. And again,
That's-
it's not commonly used.
Okay. So meaning that y minus 3, the 3 is actually y1.
Yes.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
you've
And
got
the
the
x
slope.
minus 1, the 1 is actually x1.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we'll do a couple more just to get you comfortable with it. Then we'll turn around and do the same problem with the slope intercept.
So there is this 5 type of slope formulas.
This one is called point slope form.
Okay.
And again, anything you can do with this, you can do with this. And then
Okay.
slope of a line is good when you've got two sets of ordered pair.
Okay. For one set of order pair, you can do with this every type with the same one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, this one's just not used as often. I mean, this is the one. Slope
Okay.
intercept form. If you guys are comfortable with this, you're going to be fine.
Okay.
And you just know M is always the slope, B is the y-intercept, and it's, yeah, you just go from there.
It will be better if you just send this formula sheet, one PDF
I will do
file.
that.
Yeah, that will
It'll
be
look
great.
just like that, the one that you have access to.
Yeah.
And so get to know it, get to know where things are on it.
Yeah.
Because then, like when you've got a geometry problem, you know right where to go.
Yeah. Right. That's the thing.
Yeah. Cool. All right, let's try number 2. And this again, we're going to do the point slope form, which is y minus y1 equals slope times x minus x1. And in this particular formula, this is always y, this is always x. You don't put a number in those two. You're going to put a number in this one and in this one. And so we've got ordered pair 1, 2, and a slope of 3. And again, your 1 is your x. And you can put the little ones here just so you keep track. All right, so we're going to start here. Y minus, what's y1 going to be?
2.
Perfect. Equals the slope,
Slope is 3.
perfect, times x minus x1.
1.
Perfect. And then you just do the equation, you break it down or simplify it. 3 times x
3x.
is 3x. 3 times 1 is 3. Now it looks like a pretty okay algebraic equation. This y is a little different, but we're not going to worry about it. We're going to take away that 2.
Plus.
We can minus.
No, plus.
We're going to zero it out. So
Plus.
it's -2. We're going to add 2 because that takes it away from this.
Yeah, because minus for the subtraction there is plus.
Yeah, and then we're going to add it to this side because we can't take it away from this side without putting it somewhere. And when I say take away, it's I'm not minusing it. I'm zeroing this side out. I'm making it 0. And then I have to put it over here because we have to account for it somehow. And then that leaves us with y, because those are gone. They zeroed out, equals 3x or 3 times x minus
minus 5,
1.
right? 1, okay, minus
1.
1. Yeah,
And 1 is your y-intercept. And 3 is your slope. So that means if you've got a graph, and I should have a graph paper here. This means you can draw this line. -1 is the y-intercept. So you're going to find -1 on y, which is right here. This is your first coordinate on your graph. And your slope is 3. So your rise is 3, your run
is
is
1.
1. You start at your first coordinate, go up 3, 1, 2, 3 over 1, and you've just graphed your line. Nice. How are you guys feeling about these graphing problems?
Hopefully it's work.
And really, once it takes some getting used to.
Yeah, I think so. If we do regularly, like 1 a day or 2 a day,
Yes.
it will, yeah. Because you do
Absolutely.
lots of in 1 day, so after 10 days you will just forget.
Yes. And you'll be able to do them without thinking.
Yeah.
Which means during the test, you'll do them automatically. You won't have to think about it. And you can save your brain energy for the problems that you're not as sure about.
Yeah.
Because there will be a couple where you're just like, I don't know what they're asking me to do. They do that on purpose. All right. So how do you feel about this? You want to see another one using the point slope formula?
Yeah, the
Just-
another one. I'm
Yeah,
not comfortable this.
Yeah.
No.
Absolutely. Grab another piece of paper. Let's see, let's try. Let's go ahead and try this one. So our slope is 3 over 4. And our ordered pair is -1, 5. So -1 is the x, 5 is the y, and then we're going to just plug that into this formula. So y minus 5 equals, slope is 3 over 4 times x minus -1. And then we're just going to simplify it a bit. We've got y minus 5 equals 3/4 times x. What happens here? 2 negatives in a row.
Is it positive?
Yeah.
Yes, turns into a plus sign. And we've got 3 over 4 times 1,
You get your homework done though?
which
Yeah.
makes
Some of it. Oh, okay.
3/4.
What grade are you in? I'm a sophomore. Are you? Yeah. You don't need 4 credit. Remember that.
I don't particularly love fractions in the middle of these.
4, 8. What is that? 6.
There we go. But it happens. And that's why we use the calculator. So here, we're going to clear this 5 again. We're going to add 5.
Just tell me, Robyn, if there was like where was the -1, you add 3 and 4 again. So if there was 2, the answer will be 6 and 8.
Say that one more
The last part.
time.
In the last part, how you done it? In the last part, like plus. In the last part, this plus, and then you add 3, 4.
Yes.
Why you add 3, 4? Because there was 1.
Yeah, 3/4 times 1.
And if there was 2, so it will be 6 in it.
Yes,
Yeah, okay. That's
perfect. So we're going to get rid of this 5 by adding, because that zeroes it out on this side. We also have to add it to the 3/4. So that gives us y equals still 3/4 times x plus
that's
5 3/4.
3/4.
And the reason I don't particularly like fractions in your graphing is because that's your y-intercept. So you have to come on here and you have to find 5 3/4, which is not quite 6, right? And it's not that big a deal, but you just need to make sure that you're doing 3/4 for every coordinate that goes on here. It's much
Can we
easier when you
divide?
land a number.
Can we divide 3/4 or no?
You don't need to. And then our slope is rise of 3, 4, run. So with our coordinate there, we're going to go up 3, 1, 2, 3, and over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means our second coordinate is just right there. So you can see it's not a big deal to have the fraction. It just makes it's much easier to put a coordinate where the grids cross. And that's all you do if you get a fraction, is you just guesstimate where it goes. And then you draw your line. So don't let fractions throw you.
So we go up 3, you said?
Yeah, up 3 and over 4, because our slope was 3/4.
Yeah. If the 4/3, then we will do it 4 up and 3 over the run.
Yeah.
So our starter would be at 8, you could say, if we was on the
Yeah.
graph?
It would be, the first one would go up to 8 3/4 and then over.
Yeah.
So it would be 4 on X, 8 3/4 on Y. And then you can just draw your line. And again, the fractions, they're just annoying because it's harder to draw your line. It's much easier when you have a coordinate right on. But it works. Interesting, huh? And when they give you the slope in fraction form, you don't have to do anything with it. You're just going to go up 3 over 4, rise over run. Nice, huh? And that was it. We already graphed that. Crazy, isn't it? That is that. All right. Now I'm going to try, let's try number 1 using slope intercept form. Bring this back down so you can see it. So we had done this one using point slope form. We're going to try it using our slope intercept form, which is the common y equals slope times x plus your y-intercept. And m is always your slope. All right, we're going to take the information they gave us and plug it in. In this case, we don't have a y1, x1, right? So we're just going to put these right where they go. Y is 3.
Right.
The slope.
Always the first letter is X. Always the first letter is X, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Always. So this is
Yeah. This is always, yeah.
XY.
Yeah.
Always. Good call.
Yeah.
And then our slope is 5. Our x is 1 plus b. So we don't know our y-intercept. When we figure out the y-intercept, we can graph this. We can graph a line with this information. So this is 3 equals 5 plus b, right? And it turned back into one of those basic algebraic equations. We need to get rid of the 5 because we want the b all by itself. So we're going to zero out the 5 on this side. And we're going to do the exact same thing over here. That gives us 3 minus 5 is negative 2
2.
equals our y-intercept.
Right.
So just like that, we know where to start. Negative 2 is our y-intercept.
Right.
Our slope is 5, or rise is 5, run
Over
is
1.
So starting here, we go up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, over 1. There's our line. Now that took a little less work, right?
But how you know that how you take out the 5 and 1 in the last? How you take out the 1?
So we multiplied, because slope is always times x.
Okay.
So we filled it in, and we're going to multiply 5 times 1.
It's
So
5.
we ended up with 3 equals 5 plus b. Then we need to clear the 5, and we end up with negative 2 equals b. So that's our y-intercept.
So if there was not 1, if there was 3 or 2, whatever the number comes, you have to do it with that.
Yes, and we'll do another one
Yeah.
with this. Because
Like
this,
if there was 5, 3, so you will have to do 5 up way and 3 on the right run.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, depending on how your slope came out, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's do number 2, because we did that one with the other formula. So let's try it here. And this time we've got a slope of 3 and ordered pair of 1 and 2. X is 1, y
and
is 2. So 2 equals, slope is 3. Oh, that's times 1 again. Darn it, it's going to do the exact same thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Do
Plus-
it the other one, the 3 and 4 as well. Someone.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Bigger one. Yeah.
The wild one.
Yeah.
Or-
It's the hard one. Yeah, wild one.
So that was slope of 3 over 4. Just gonna write this down so I can cover that back up. Negative, oh, it's going to do the same
Make
thing.
it your
We
camera
did this?
little bit up.
We did this
Maybe-
already, no?
Yeah, we did
Yeah,
it with
but-
the other.
But
I'm
doing
trying
with
to
other
find,
way.
I want to find one that doesn't have a 1 as an x.
Yeah,
Let's
find
do,
for him the hard one.
let's do number 4. That doesn't have y as x. It is slope of 3, ordered pair of 2, 4.
Yeah, that.
So let's try that one. Y equals m times x plus b. So our y is 4.
Is 4,
Slope is
3,
x is,
2.
and we still will find our
B.
y-intercept. And so 4 equals 6 plus b. Oh, I guess they look a little bit different. And we're going to get rid of that 6. We're going to zero it out on this side. So we're going to take away 6, which means we do the exact same thing over here. 4 minus
negative
6.
2.
Yeah.
That be.
And we're done because we can put that on our graph. We've got negative 2, which is same here.
Yeah.
And our slope is 3 over 1. So that would go up 3, 1, 2, 3, and over 1. Cool, huh? This one is actually easier, I think. If you like
Yes.
the other one, use it. But you can do just about everything in graphing with slope intercept form.
But you let me know how you done is 3, 1, because there is 2.
Oh, you have to multiply this.
Okay, 3, 2, 6.
Yeah. And
Okay.
right here, what you're doing is you're isolating your B.
B is equal 1.
B is equal to -2.
-2.
So you have to isolate B to get your y-intercept. Then you come back. Your slope is always 3.
Okay.
And
So
you
slope is 3,
have-
but how you take out the 1? How you take out the 1? That's what I'm asking.
Where is
the-
1?
the one underneath.
Yeah.
So anytime you have a whole number, it doesn't matter what it is, 1 or 1,000,000, you can turn
Okay.
that whole number into a fraction by putting a 1 underneath it.
1. Yeah.
And so this for slope, it's easier to have a fraction because then you've got both your rise and your run. So if you get a slope, let's look at this sheet. When you get a slope that is a whole number, right here, this slope is 5/1. 5 is the rise, 1 is the run sideways. Then you come over here and you don't have to worry about it. Your slope is -1/2. Period. -1 is your rise, -2 is your run.
Can we do this one, the 12th one?
Yes. Let's do that. Let me get some water.
What number are we doing again?
Number 12, where our slope is -1/2. Our x is 3. We don't have our y-intercept yet, and our y is
4.
4. All right. And this is our y equals, you'll get so sick of writing this.
Yes.
So 1/2 times, or -1/2 times 3. What is that? I think it's 1.5, but just to be sure, get your handy dandy calculator.
First to divide, then multiply, right?
Yeah, we're going to take
Okay.
-1/2
Two,
times 3.
multiply. Is
Negative
3?
half
Is a 1.5?
times 3. So for this equation, this is going to be -3/2. So -3/2 plus b, and 4 stays the same.
How you got the 3
Now-
over t? When I did, I got the 1.5. When I did wrong, what I did.
That's the calculator different.
Let's see. The other thing you could do, because 1/2 is the same as 0.5. 0.5 times 3, 1.5. So if that's easier, it actually is, because you're not dealing with a fraction. You
I
can
got
just
the
do-
1.5.
Yeah, we can do let's do it both ways so you can see both
Okay.
ways. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Whenever you've got 1/4, 1/2, 3/4, you can do 0.25, 0.5, or 0.75. And that makes it much easier. So we'll do it this way, and then we'll do it with the decimal instead. So here we've got, we need to add this because we need to clear this. So we're adding 3/2, those cancel, and then we're adding 3/2 to the 4. And that ends up being 4, that's actually going to be 5/2. 5 1/2. Does that make sense?
How
We
we
may
got the
need to
5
revisit-
1/2?
Yeah, 4 and 3/2. Should be 5.5, shouldn't it? Yeah, 11 over 2, 5.5. And do you guys all know how to do fractions on your calculator?
Not that much.
I will definitely show you, because the faster you can use that calculator during the test, the
Actually-
better.
Yeah, I just got the calculator. It's very hard.
And all of you, if you can get your hands on one of these,
Because
do-
the answer is 11, because 2 times 5 comes in it, that's why it's 5 over 1, 2, or what?
yeah, it was because we added 4 and 3 over 2, which
Mhm.
really is 4
Or
plus 3 over 2. 3 over 2 is an improper fraction.
right,
It's actually 3 divided by 2 is 1.5.
right.
4 plus,
Okay. Okay, so
Yeah.
easy way is first you divide that and then you plus it.
yeah, and then even easier way is to use the decimal form of 1/2, because you know your slope is -1 over 2. You know that,
Right.
because they told you. But to do the calculation, you can turn that into 0.5. So it would look like 4 equals -0.5 times 3 plus b. And then you just keep going. 4 equals, this is going to be -1.5. If you have 0.5 times 3, it should be negative
Negative 1.5.
0.5. Yep, negative 1.5, 1.5.
Right.
Plus b. Then we're going to get rid of that negative 1.5. So we're going to add it to this side to zero it out. Add it to this side. We now have 5.5 over here, or 5.5 equals our y-intercept. So this is easier to deal with than this.
Mm.
It gets you your y-intercept, so you can graph that. Where did the graph go? So we've got 5.5, which is going to be not great. It's right in the middle. I prefer them on the grid. And then our slope was -1 over 2. So we're going to start there, and we're going to go down 1 and over 2. 1, 2. And there's our line. Interesting.
Yeah.
And this is handy to remember.
Yeah. Because
1,
it's 1.5, that's why you put 0.5.
yeah.
Yeah, 1/4 and then 1/3. 3/4. So. Mhm.
So what do you think?
Yeah, I think that the second one is much easier.
Yeah, it is. And it's cleaner looking,
Yeah,
because this gets a little messy.
yeah.
And so we did these using this formula, which is not nearly as common, but we got the exact same answers when we used the slope intercept. So this is the one that will get you everywhere. They could give you the slope and the y-intercept and one of these, and you'd be able to graph the line. You'd have all the information. They can give you the ordered pair and the slope. You can find the y-intercept. They could give you the ordered pair, yx, and the y-intercept, and you'd be able to find the slope. So this one's a pretty powerful formula because that's all you need. You need an ordered pair,
For the slope formula or for the rest of all other formulas?
all of them.
Okay.
This is the one that will get you anywhere. You can use, can we use a double? Maybe not. Maybe
the-
we have to
with
use,
the- With the 7 and 9, there is no slope, so no need to find the slope, right?
yes.
Mm.
So let's do 9 because I think we have to use this formula when we've got 2 ordered pair because we don't have a slope. This will let us find the slope. So we're looking at -6 and 4. And -2 and 3. And they don't really fit into this
Yeah.
because we're missing 2 things. You need to have 3 of the 4. So this is when you revert back to this one, when you've got 2 sets of ordered pair. And this is X, Y, 1 and 1, X, Y, 2 and 2. And then we're just going to fill it in. We start with Y2 minus Y1
4.
over X2
Minus
minus, yeah,
-6.
all right. And this will get us our slope. So here we've got 3 minus 4,
It's -1.
perfect. And what's happening here?
minus
It's
8.
positive. No,
Yep.
it's positive, right?
So yep, -2 plus 6 is how that would actually read.
Yeah.
That gives us
8.
4. And there's our slope for this one. And now we can find the y-intercept if we need to. But we may not need to because we have enough information to graph. Pick either set of ordered pair. Let's do the -2 and 3. So -2 on y, +3, or sorry, -2 on x, +3 on y. There's our first coordinate based on information they gave us. And then our slope is -1 over 4. So from here, we're going to go down 1 to the right 4.
Yeah.
Down 1,
To the right.
1, 2, 3,
3,
4.
4. Right.
And it's not a very steep line, but that happens. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can just keep on going if you need to, but you don't. And our y-intercept is going to be right in between 2 and 3. So this formula gets you everywhere. And then the slope formula helps if you've got two sets of ordered pair. So you really don't need the one that we learned today. This one will suffice for that one.
Mhm.
If you never ever use this, you'll be fine. These
Can
are
we
the
use this one for this problem or no?
no, because you need to be able to,
Two set.
yeah, you have two sets of ordered pair. You don't have a y-intercept and you don't have a slope. So you need to use this one when you have two sets of ordered pair. This will get you the slope. And then if they said, you know, find the slope, you did that. They could even say, now turn it into slope intercept form. Well, you've got it. You choose one. And it would be, let's say we're going to go with -2, 3. It would end up being, if you filled this out, 3 equals -1 over 4. That's your slope times -2 plus b. The thing is, you won't need to do this though, because as soon as you have this and this, you can graph it and you'll find your y-intercept as soon as you draw the line. So you draw the line and there's boom, right where it crosses, that's your y-intercept. So you don't even have to take this second step. Kind of nice.
But the graph is so annoying.
Yeah. All right, what else is? Oh, we're already at the review. So this page 76 is a good one to do because it's got a little bit of everything on it. You know, from the basic, just graph these or plot these points on your graph. And then this is going back to the function boxes. They say find the values for, select 4 values for X. So that's when you do your little function box.
The box one is really hard. Like I can't do it. They're like X and Y. Sometimes they say we have X, and we have to find the Y. Y then with
Yeah.
this one.
And I'm not sure you'll get one of these on the test, but if you do, it'll say something like this. You'll know because they'll say select 2 or 3 or 4 values for X.
For X.
And what you're going to do is if it's a multiplication problem, keep your numbers low, like 0, 1, 2, 3.
I did the GED ready math test just a
Yeah.
couple days ago. So I did the past, but only one with 148. I know it's not good number, so I will do again. So
Thank
I
God
got
you got 148, I think so.
this question, and they asked me is function or no function. So they give me like 4 choice. So I
Yes.
just random guess because I don't understand for this like function and no function. I just have to find.
Let me help you with that. I know exactly what they're asking. And next time you see it, you'll know what to do, because here's the thing about function boxes. I'm gonna make a big one. You don't even need to do the box if it makes sense to you. I just do it so you can see it. Okay. When you have a function box, X cannot repeat. So if you say, or it says 0, 1, 2, 3, you don't actually care about Y right now. This is a function so far because X doesn't repeat. The minute you get another of the same number, that is no longer a function.
That's the thing. They give me 4 options, like random number. Some boxes have same number and some have no. So I just guess it, like which box is no same number, I click it.
Yeah. So if you ever see a repeated number in X, it is not a function. And the problem that they gave you, 3 of them have repeats in the X column and only 1 as individuals. So X
Okay.
can never.
If doctor, it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then it was function.
Yeah, and you know, a function can be 2 of them. It can be as short as that.
Yeah, but it should go in a straight way.
Yeah.
Number.
And let me see on that review. Let's check this. Would these make a function? Just looking at them, looking at X, 4, 5, 7, -6, -1, -8. If you put these into a function box, you could probably say it was a function because X does not repeat. You don't care what Y does.
If Y is repeating, so still is function because the X number is like not repeating, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Y could be.
Like X is the main component of it.
Yeah. Let's say this went this way. For some reason, this is still a function because you don't care if Y repeats,
Right,
but
right.
X cannot repeat.
Right.
That's the point. I don't know.
That's the easy thing you have to see on that question, I think.
There is a problem on the practice test that is not fun. They give you a function box. I'm not going to remember the numbers exactly. And there's a couple, I think the last two are missing. So they give you, they fill it up, and then the last two are blank. And they give you a list of numbers, something like 2, 6, 7, 9, 11, 12. And this was,
Yes, I got the same question too. Last two boxes are empty.
yes. And they give you a list of numbers.
Mhm.
Well, get rid of the numbers that are already in X.
Okay.
So you get rid of the 2, the 7, the 9, the 12. And we have this one open and this one open.
So we
And I
can
don't
put
even know
6
what
and
these-
11.
I have no idea what these were. It doesn't really matter. And you know, this has to be one of these two,
Mhm.
but you look at the pattern. Oh, I didn't do this one right. Gonna make that one 18 too. It doesn't matter. So because they don't give you the equation like 2 plus or y equals x plus 1, which would fit that, because they do not give you the equation, you don't know what the pattern is. You can only see what you can see. So you get rid of every number that was in the X column. That leaves you with 6 and 11. You just have to figure out which one goes on which side. And looking at these, smaller, larger, same, smaller, larger. There's a pattern. So if 6,
6.
11 were the last two,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you.
There is a equation that goes with it, but to figure it out, you don't have to figure it out. It would take forever. So you do what you can. I've got some really good handouts for functions. I'm going to send those to you guys. They're much clearer, and it's a whole page of boxes like this where you figure out what is missing. And that'll be really good practice for the test.
Yeah, just make sure the formula sheet should be used. That will be very good.
Well, if you have book, the GED book, the book have the formula sheet backside.
Oh, do they?
Mm-hmm.
At the Kaplan?
Yes, I have Kaplan.
Yeah, the Kaplan book is good. The only thing that's bad about it, they don't give you enough practice problems.
No, I'm not using now. I just in the beginning I just did myself all. So now I'm doing the only classes, take online
Nice.
classes.
And I tend to send you guys, this book is excellent. This is not a GED book. This is an algebra book. It is, oh, its name's not on it. It's Richard Fisher. It's fairly expensive. I think it's $40 on Amazon.
What's the book name?
It is No Nonsense Algebra.
No Nonsense Algebra.
Yeah. And it's by Richard Fisher.
I think so. He is wrong with the name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, No Nonsense Algebra, Richard Fisher.
Yeah.
And what I
Like
like
algebra.
about it is he tells you how to do everything. And then he gives you lots of practice problems, because that's what you need when you're learning this. You don't need to do them all at one time, you know, space them out, do a couple every other day or something. So
Yeah,
you
to get in mind, to get in the mind that
yeah,
process. Once you get the process, so you will just see and you can know what the process will be.
Exactly. And that's something when we do quadratics, I'll show you how to always recognize a quadratic equation because it's not solvable without the quadratic formula.
Don't talk about quadratic. I did with my calculator, and in the end, it's error.
Oh,
Error.
they can be.
I did the 2 times, and it's error. I said no more now.
Oh, yeah. If it's not working, let it go. It's not worth it.
Robyn, this that we just worked on was the quadratic equations.
We'll do that in probably two or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna do inequalities next. And that goes right along with graphing because the equations are set up the same way. You just happen to have the alligator teeth. And you graph them the same way.
Yeah, because the inequality is very important because there is some inequality you sent the last time, no? There is some equality, there's some questions that didn't get the answer right.
Yeah.
Like a minus x plus 7, something like this.
Yeah, they're not fun.
Yeah.
And
The other one is still easy. Like 3x minus 2, that still you can get the answer, but the minus is just you cannot get the answer.
And if you don't have one and you can get one, get yourself a calculator.
Yeah.
Because
Can you just send me the calculator name so I can get the same one?
Make sure it's this one.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
Amazon.
Yes. Yeah, you just send me the name so I can just see.
And oh, you know what? I might have a downloadable version. I will look. But you want to get really skilled with this because even if you take the test online, you'll have this calculator online and you can do fractions, exponents. You can do a whole bunch of stuff really easily. And so when you get those negative plus whatever, you can do them on here.
We can use in the exam too, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing they don't do are the equations with the equal in the middle, like what we've been doing. They do everything. They even do quadratics, but it's a pain to punch in. But yeah, fractions, super easy on the calculator. And it makes more sense. So you're not struggling with, wait, am I supposed to add? Am I supposed to find a common denominator? Let the calculator do it.
What's the good score for the GED ready math? So that there's the thing, like I know, okay, I'm ready for the actual exam.
Usually about a 155 on math.
On math?
A 150 for the other 3.
Okay.
But 155 for math, you're probably going to pass.
Okay, so I did the science. I got 152 for the ready test.
Time to take it.
So next month I schedule for the science.
Yay.
Yeah. And math, I just like 3 times. I did it 1 time. It's 140, then 144. So yesterday I tried 148. So I know still I need more practice.
Yeah.
I think so it's better just to leave the math for the last.
No, it's not good. No.
That's awesome.
Get
All
rid
right.
of the math first.
I'll be back tomorrow. We'll do language arts and social studies, science on Wednesday. Next week, inequalities. The week after that, probably quadratics and then systems of equations. Don't love those.
I'm looking at expression.
Robyn, do we have the work for tomorrow?
Not yet. I'll try to get it to you tonight.
Yeah, that'll work so that way I can print it. I like to have on hands if possible.
I'll get you guys all the English tonight.
Okay, thank you so much.
Just send these formulas tonight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll send the formula sheet to everybody.
Yeah.
And if you can get it printed,
Same
print it.
as well for the science as well. Some of the science formula.
Yeah. Yeah, it's simple interest, distance, total cost.
All right, well, thank you, everybody. Have a good day.
Yes, you too. And I'll see y'all.
You
I'll see
too.
some of you tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Bye. Have a great day.
Yeah.
You too.